They say good guys are hard to find these days. Is this true? I beg to differ. Oh yeah. Maybe you've been looking in the wrong place. Looking in the wrong place. Maybe you've been in the wrong place. Looking in the wrong place. Maybe you've been looking in the wrong place. Looking in the wrong place. Maybe you've been in the wrong.
Hey YouTube, it's Bri Hall here and I'm back with another video. You guys know that I do makeup and I do hair and everything, and you also know that I'm an artist and I draw, but one secret hidden hobby I have is designing clothes and doing DIY projects for myself. I've been doing that since I was a little kid. Like, the reason why we love clothing so much is we like to feel like we have something exclusive. With designing clothes, you know, I kind of get the same feeling I get when I get a really expensive piece that no one else has, because it's like people stop me on the street and ask where I got this piece and I'm able to say like, yo, my closet, I made it. Today I'm showing you guys 3 DIYs. The first DIY I'm going to be showing you guys is this DIY denim jacket. Now the jacket itself was only $3.98. I got it at the thrift store. It was just like a basic denim shirt kind of material. Yeah, it was super cheap. And then what I did was I upholstered the inside of this jacket with this plaid fabric. I found this really neat skirt. And it was plaid, and I think it was like $1. Backstory, I love Gucci denim. I really think Gucci is super dope. You know, Gucci's trying to send me some denim. What's up? What it do? But yeah, so I wanted to do a play on Gucci denim, but not a fake me out Gucci denim jacket. I wanted to kind of like be playful with the fact that it's not Gucci. Hey, what it do, guys? So we in here, we're about to make this jacket look really tough. This is the blade that I'll be using. You can use a knife, you can use scissors, whatever you want. Distressing can be an entirely separate video, and there's also tutorials from YouTube, but here are where, oh, my phone. Here are where I've placed the rips on the jacket, and basically I just went ham. If you have any aggression in your life or anything going wrong, this is definitely what you need to be doing. Just distress some clothes. And then I found this really tough skirt at the thrift store. And basically what you want to do is turn the jacket inside out, and then I cut the piece of the skirt that I really liked, which is this rose pattern. Roses are kind of a common theme in this video, as you will see. And then I just cut along that plaid line, which was helpful. It does not have to be neat because this is going inside of the jacket. Look how beautiful that pattern looks. So we're going to use that, turn your jacket inside out. And then what I'm gonna do is, because I know how to sew by hand, I'm gonna sew the corners in, but I also left like the edges, well, you know, the sides of the fabric unsewn, just so you guys can see like another option for if you don't know how to sew. So basically this is just me going in and stitching up the corners. I need to get a sewing machine. All the sewing I do like by hand is kind of tedious for real, but it's okay. And then I just cut the thread, and here's the alternative. You can use heat and bond, and this is found at the craft store. I think most local craft stores sell it. So if you're not someone who knows how to sew, you just use this and an iron. It is really easy, as I'm showing here. Then I put it under the fabric, and bada bing, bada boom. And then basically I take my iron and I just press it on each side for roughly 60 seconds over the whole thing. It doesn't take that long to adhere. I just prefer sewing because I feel like heat bond over time with washing and stuff can sometimes start to like come undone. So yeah, that's basically it. And then you'll see once I flip this thing inside out how it's actually going to turn out, which this beautiful rose pattern just peeks through. And then I distressed the back just a little bit more because I wanted that pattern to really show, and this is what it looks like. So it's really dope when you're walking and stuff. This pattern really like pops. Alright, now that your jacket pops severely, we're going to use these letters that I found. You can find iron-on letters pretty much at any craft store too. And then I had them spell ain't no Gucci. You might notice that it says ain't no gooey right now, but the craft store was sold out of C's, so I just decided to get O's and cut the centers out, as you can see here. And I did the same iron-on process, and this is how it turned out. Now we're gonna really focus on the front of this jacket and get it, you know, fleeky and stuff. So I found these denim letters. Again, I said iron-ons. I just went a little crazy here, but they kind of work with this fabric, and I did the same process. And then I cut out the rest of that skirt and used it for the pocket. And I used some heat and bond to do that. And then I also found this iron-on patch and I put that on the elbow, as you will see in the intro. Now it's time for the fun part. I have these kind of painty ink markers. I think they're called deco markers. And I'm just using that to kind of draw out the snake design. I'm not doing an identical Gucci snake. It's just kind of like, I thought it'd be tough to have a snake coming out of the pocket of the jacket. So originally I wanted the tail coming out the pocket, but I switched up and made it the head coming out. So I might add more detail to this snake as time goes on, but just for video's sake, that was it. So the second DIY I'm doing is, I always clap my hands when it's getting real, you know? But the second DIY I'm doing is a play on these like Supreme inspired shoes I saw on Pinterest. If I can find the image, I'm gonna put it in this video. But yeah, they were like some Supreme shoes, but I didn't even want to make duplicates. That's the weird thing. I don't know, I like making something that look rare, that look like, I don't know, like I found it at some back closet or something, you know what I mean? So I feel like when I do it that way, people really don't question it. I love my red Vans, but they just needed like a little, you know, a little bit of a tweaking. Alright, so the first thing you want to do is unlace your shoes and then take some grocery bags or whatever you have on hand to stuff the insides of the shoes. If you're like me, you grew up with that grocery bag drawer in the house, and this keeps the shoes just nice and firm so you can place the letters. I placed my letters in kind of a semicircle shape and then I ironed them. If your letters aren't sticking, I think it's called E6000, but there's this really good super glue that also works really good on fabric. Then I'm taking some acrylic for the sole. You can use Angelique's paint as well, but acrylic works just the same if you have a sealant, and sealants are also sold at the craft store. It looks like a spray paint can. So this is my finished shoe, and then I found these cool velvet laces at Michael's. So basically I just you know, put those in as laces. They weren't meant to be shoelaces, but I thought it matched the top of the shoe really well. So yeah, and these are the shoes. I have a whole like ton of dad hats and dad caps. I love dad caps and stuff, so I wanted to make like my own just like crazy dad cap. I guess this design would probably be inspired by the Ed Hardy era, because I used to be obsessed when I was in middle school with Ed Hardy and all that stuff. I used to like be like, oh, graphic tees. So if you're on social media anywhere, I know you've seen distressed dad caps and you probably wondered how they did it. The key is just the same as the jacket. Use a knife or a blade and just scratch the shit out of your cap. And then basically I took some acrylic on the lid and I painted these like rose patterns here. You can literally paint any pattern you want on a dad cap. All you have to do is have acrylic, because it is water safe, and you throw it in the washer, the dryer, and it won't mess it up. So yeah, that's what I'm doing here. And I just wanted to play on the letters that already say eBay, which was like the eBay colors. And then I just made the roses all types of different colors. I personally can't wait to rock my custom gear. Lord knows I make a lot of it off camera too, even artwork. So yeah, all you gotta do is stay tuned. Alright, love you guys. I will see you in my next video. Peace.
Baby, you've been looking in the wrong place. Looking in the wrong place. Baby, you've been in the wrong place. Looking in the wrong place. Baby, you've been looking in the wrong place. Looking